How is everyone doing tonight? Welcome to the pre-show. It's going to be a good night. We have good news, lots of good news. So it's going to be a big one. So for those that haven't joined us in the past, the pre-show is generally kind of a little on the slower side, a little bit more interaction with the audience, aiming to chat with you guys, see what you guys want to talk about, and just have some fun. Talk about a variety of topics, and then once we hit the actual show, we've got a full slate set for tonight to cover a ton of really good news, as well as the fact that the internet's broken. And not just for New World either. So, good times. I am incredibly thrilled to be here with you guys. I'm happy that that you guys have taken the time to join us. And yeah. Yeah. So, I think I think it's funny. This has been kind of an interesting week. So obviously, we had some real fun on the subreddit this week, where literally thousands of people were trolled by two copy-paste bots that are designed to fake a user history. And everybody was, they're astroturfing the subreddit, that they're paid by Amazon. And I'd just like to note that, two comments made by bots on a subreddit that are designed to fake a semi-legitimate looking history on Reddit is not astroturfing. I would hope that Amazon would be able to afford more than that if it was them. Not to mention the fact that two comments out of 10 to 16,000 comments a day is laughably small. So, good times. So I personally thought that one was pretty funny. McLeod, how's it going?
Not bad. Because I'm a tiny bit late.
That's alright. That's alright. So we should have... I don't know if we're getting more news tonight. I wasn't able to get that information. But they haven't given any signals waving people off of more news today. So... we'll see. Be scouring the internet for any updates on that as we go. Hopefully, we've got some other tricks up our sleeves. Some content that I'm hoping to cover halfway through the actual show. They didn't lose all the data. The AWS data center in Virginia is having problems. And it's downed like a large part of the internet. Like I think Disney Plus is not operational, and
I really hope the CIA doesn't run through the AWS.
I can't say if they do. That said, they would have a different system if they did.
I mean, I would hope so.
So I posted this in a thread because this is highly relevant. Status.aws.amazon.com. Those that don't know, this is how you can tell if your internet is broken, or if the internet is broken. So... So with this, basically API error rates are through the roof in North Virginia, at the cloud data center here in Northern Virginia, where I live. It is what it is. Like, there's really nothing that can be done. Their latest update We've migrated the underlying issue that caused some of the network devices in the North America East region to be impaired. We're seeing improvement in the availability across AWS services. All services are now independently working through service-by-service recovery. We'll continue to work towards full recovery for all impacted AWS services and API operations. In order to expedite overall recovery, we have temporarily disabled event deliveries for Amazon Event Bridge in the US East 1 region. These events will be received and accepted and queued for later delivery. So, literally, the internet is broken. Like, the cloud itself is broken. So it's not just the game, but yeah. It could be up tonight. No guarantees.
I mean, I can imagine it'll be priority number 1 for Amazon in that regard.
Yeah. I mean, as of 2 p.m. Pacific time, we still do not have an ETA for full recovery. So, they're mitigating and attempting to deal with stuff across things, but simply put, shit's down. And yeah, so that's that.
Other than that, everything's cushy.
Yeah. So I can tell you guys for sure they would have already told us if there was an actual data problem. There's not a data problem. There was a fake post that was on Reddit. The user's since been banned because they decided to literally put a fake post impersonating a developer stating that there was, data recovery issues. This is not the first time that that's happened. And the subreddit continues to ban people who give out deliberately fake news. So
I have to wonder though. I have to wonder when people make those kind of posts, because that isn't like a to me that doesn't sound like the usual shit post. That to me sounds like I don't know.
Deliberately misleading to aim at hurting the game. Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, it doesn't feel like an off the cuff like, oh lol, this will be funny kind of like thing. Kind of feels like a premeditated shit. Like, you know what I mean? That seems a bit more like serious.
What's even more interesting is every time we ban one of those accounts that does that, they don't appeal the ban. Not a single time has that happened. Stream freezing? Let me try and free up some bandwidth here.
If you're dropping packets and stuff like that, you should be able to see it in the stats. I'm thinking, considering the part of the internet, at least on the east coast of the US, is a little kind of screwy. Considering A's is on the east coast.
There's going to be a service interruption in a second here.
But yeah. Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to piece this one together.
Yep.
Post haste.
All right, we should be back. Should be back with a substantially more stable stream. What I failed to do at the startup of my stream is turn off my VPN, which was causing some stuttering as it was trying to bounce from US East to US West, and there's no sound.
US East to US West, and then route that from US West wherever it comes out of your
there's
VPN.
No audio
to
now.
Whichever East Coast server you generally tend to ingress into via OBS.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello.
Oh, well.
Can you hear me now? McLeod, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
You're not coming out on the stream though.
That's not good. Should be going now.
I think we're hearing you. Yeah, we got sound.
But my dashboard's full on broken.
Hold on so tight to that dashboard, like, I need to know my metrics. Welcome back, by the way, guys. I was saying, I think I don't know whether you guys got it, but like, yeah, because there's A's was turning off his VPN, as it were, because it was bouncing him to US West, and then obviously from US West, wherever it comes out of the VPN, it was routing all the way back to a USD server, whichever USD server he was ingressing his stream to via OBS. So there was a fair amount of travel that the data was going before it was even hitting OBS. Before it was even hitting Twitch. So
yes,
yeah.
And the other challenge there is that OBS occasionally drops the audio side when you restart a stream rapidly after going down. So that required a full-on restart of OBS. So apologies for the multiple issues so far, but we're off to the races. We've got good stuff coming. This is why we have the pre-show, is to knock all the bugs out and make sure everything's working. Yeah. So, yeah. So back to the Reddit story. Basically, this is kind of comical because it started out with a post that was literally, a guy had highlighted 3 things using the white or non-dark version of the Reddit viewer, who does that. And highlighted 3 suspicious things. One of them being an actual person, which is Navplex, just an actual dude who just uses Reddit, and then the other 2 being what are referred to as copy-paste bots, which are designed to fake a user history on Reddit, be relatively convincing, and then post things like, oh hey, here's this coffee mug that is totally worth buying, relevant to certain subreddits. And they bounce around doing just that. And it's a relatively well-known scam, but they're relatively hard to detect. So, the accusation in here was that, AGS bots are doing their work on the PTR patch notes thread, which there's no connection that has ever been submitted that these are related to Amazon games. Unless Amazon's really far down on their quota of selling coffee mugs through a third-party website that I'm pretty sure gives your computer a Trojan. I highly doubt that it's them. Also, it's 2 comments in a subreddit that gets between 10 and 16,000 comments a day. So, in terms of astroturfing the subreddit, let's just be realistic. That's just not the case. If you would assume if Amazon was involved, they would be substantially better at it, and it would be more than 2 comments. Just putting that out there. Yeah.
Funny thing is, I've seen the data, and one thing I can actually guarantee to you guys that the data does prove beyond reasonable doubt is that in actual fact, A's approves more posts than all of the other subreddit mods combined.
Yes. In fact, I even got in trouble. This is a comical one. A YouTuber by the name of KiraTV decided he was going to take a swipe at me. For those that don't know, I am allowed to have an opinion despite being a moderator of the subreddit. And you can tell the difference in between my posts as a moderator and my posts not as a moderator, because you literally flag the ones that are moderator posts. So for instance, hey, this one is literally flagged, a little green tag. Can't see it too well on the little screen there, but you know, I'm of course adult enough to know the difference in between when I'm acting as myself and when I'm acting in the role of a moderator. I'm allowed to have an opinion, and considering the job of being a subreddit moderator is something that is unpaid, simply put, you're probably not going to have somebody volunteer to manage and run the subreddit who doesn't like playing the game or doesn't enjoy the community of the game. So, in the past, I have been critical of this particular YouTuber because they make a living stoking controversy. And that was my critique of them last time during the Cash Shop announcement, as I felt their coverage was unnecessarily negative, and I felt that it was only aimed at stoking controversy through what-ifs. And as we've seen, Amazon hasn't really towed much further than cosmetics since launch, which is great. Hopefully they keep it there. You know, but this specific YouTuber decided, hey, you know, want to dredge this up. Now, here's the thing. I left up his post because I'm not here as a moderator. Like speaking as one of the moderators on the subreddit, I'm not here to manage the tone of the community. I ain't got time for that. Like, we barely have time to manage getting rid of the toxic stuff off there, let alone, you know, who's for and against. Don't care. Like, you could have the worst opinion of the game ever. Don't care. As long as you're, you know, respectful of other people on the subreddit, your opinion's as valid as anybody else's. That's why his thread was left up. Now, many people disagreed with him. And what people don't understand is that, as moderators, we do not read all 10,000 to 16,000 comments on the subreddit per day. We rely on people to report posts. Which makes sense, right? You know, I can't be everywhere. Other mods can't be everywhere. Even if we split them up in some magical way where we knew which ones to read and which ones not to read, it still wouldn't have enough man coverage to do that with 100 mods, let alone what we have at the time. So, you know, he complained that, you know, threads and comments were left up about him. Well, you know, hey, you're a YouTuber, you're in the public eye. You gotta have some thick skin, man. Like, people are gonna have critiques. I had critiques. I have critiques. Heck, you can go to my profile on the subreddit and see all kinds of critiques against me. It's phenomenal. It's a great read. It's got a pretty comical amount of fiction in there, but, you know, good times nonetheless. So, needless to say, I thought it was quite funny that he was critiquing me for leaving up his post because it was critical of AGS, but the only reason that I would take down a post that was, you know, at all critical of Amazon, you know, for some reason I would take down a post that was critical of Amazon. No, I took down a post because there were actually users involved. It has nothing to do with the game and is factually misleading, as well as, you know, caused one user to literally delete their account. The other two were bots, which we found that out, banned them, and that was easy enough. Like, yeah. Now, the other side of this is that people came forward to help identify that these are bots, because as I said, they're designed quite literally to who's this I'm talking about? KiraTV is the guy that decided to take a swing at me in a YouTube video, which, whatever. Like, if he's still salty about pre-beta stuff, oof. You gotta have thicker skin. I had forgotten about him since then. You know, you gotta have thicker skin than that. Especially if you're gonna be in the public eye. Like, oof. Yeah. What's the old adage? It's not a good idea to pick fight with somebody who prints ink or who buys ink by the barrel. You know, just putting that out there. Oh, good times. So, anyways, that was kind of funny to watch the entire subreddit get trolled twice, and r-MMORPG get trolled by them as well. That by two bots that literally were just trying to sell coffee mugs or Trojan your computer, one or the other. Like, truly a commons, like, it's a true we did it Reddit moment. Like, yeah. What kind of public servant are you? I work in emergency management. Yeah, I work emergency management. I deal with mostly high-level issues on the national front. So, yeah. Please go help AWS get the system back up. Yeah, it should be. I'm not sure if they put in a new update here. Many services are already reconnected. However, we're working towards full recovery across the services. Services like SSO, Connect, API Gateway, ECS, Fargate, and Event Bridge are still experiencing impact. Engineers are actively working on resolving the impact to these services. So, simply put, AWS is on it. Things are slowly coming back. Hopefully we see New World servers come back in the short term. So, have we gone over the major changes? No, not yet. We're saving those. So the way that we run the show is we run from about 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. We run a pre-show, which is basically just us chatting. Because we like actually engaging with you guys. We don't want this to just be a like we go online or we go live and we just do our thing and then you guys are like, but I had a question, and it's not very fair to you guys if we do just that. So this is basically our time to basically just chat with you guys. You guys get a better feel of how we do things, who we are as people, and a little bit of kind of the background, type stuff. And then, of course, at 7 o'clock, we actually cover it's more scripted. It's we actually have like show notes and a plan of what to cover and when to cover it, and notes on things that we want to hit. But the gist of tonight is that there's major backlash against the proposed initial changes, and then AGS has decided that, hey, there's actually we want to do stuff that the players want. So I believe they've come to a reasonable middle ground. There's still some areas that I think could use some improvement, but I think that they've walked back and altered many of the things that others would say, that others would say were terrible. My camera focus is not on my face. See, now I'm.
Oh no,
it isn't.
This is something that you're gonna have 10 minutes of this now because A's is gonna get really panicky about this. Yeah, it's kind of
still no.
I thought it was kind of interesting because there's a bit of a dichotomy between how AGS has kind of approached this versus other games companies with other products and stuff like that. But in effect, AGS is kind of showing how to other game developers sort of how ears function, or at least supposed to function.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that they're showing that they're learning.
Yeah.
AGS is, of course, a younger studio. They haven't had a title this size before. But, yeah. Interested in the challenge coins? Can't talk about all of them, but I can't show all of them because I have an ethical agreement that there's an ethics thing that I can't show certain logos due to
we
where
have
I
gone
work.
over we have gone over it before on a previous pre-show. I think it's actually in the title of one of our pre-shows as well, but I think you can talk a little bit about it. Like one of them's from Goonswarm.
Yeah. So there's one from Goonswarm from going to Eve Vegas. I have one from Department of Justice, one from the NSA, several from Homeland Security, and a couple from what we'll call unnamed agencies.
That doesn't sound suspicious at all.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
yes.
Yes. Many alphabet soup 3-letter agencies. I used to work at in a position that basically had me communicating directly between agencies dealing with data related issues and data integration of various different agencies. So that was many of those things solved very large scale problems. I never got my challenge coin from HHS though.
God damn it.
A bit disappointed about that.
Well,
one.
to be fair, they dropped the ball on so many different things. I the challenge coin wasn't the a big one.
Mm-hmm. Got one up there is from Secretary's office for Homeland Security. One up there should be from the Secretary's office from HHS, but that one's been lost in the mail. We'll call that. But it's a good time. If you guys ever want to look at getting into the emergency management field, honestly, there's never been a better time. The field is young and growing, and honestly, it's a lot of fun. The state level jobs are good, but the federal level jobs, you can get into all kinds of trouble, and it's quite a good gig. Yeah, you don't see you used to see that a lot on the Navy coins, where you'd get the beer cap opening on the back, or they'd have a cutout designed to be a bottle opener in the middle of it. We don't get that very often anymore.
I was gonna say you should watch out for people who have challenge coins from from ballistic nuclear submarine captains, because generally those those are the ones those are the kind of things that you get for doing some real covert shit.
Yeah,
I would imagine.
Any updates on New World? Yes, there's tons. There's actually some really big news about New World. Some large changes from what people announced. Here's the thing that I despise about this camera. I'm watching it too, guys. It's like it can't figure out where I am.
It's kind of like someone put in like terrible sort of just bad AI. It's like someone put like a budget AI in there. It's like, to figure out
Like,
where to actually
figure out where I am.
where to focus.
See, here's the thing. Like, the button for this thing is like super. Okay, finally, I've got the auto thing undone. There, it's fixed. Right? Oh,
who knows? Who knows? Who knows whether it's fixed or not? Like,
yeah.
you know, it's
Like, I want to turn it off so that it doesn't turn back on when you turn the camera on. And it doesn't have that setting, which is driving me crazy. Oh, but at least it's in focus
yourself
now.
another
so
camera, mate.
Camera's good. Yeah, this camera's good enough for government work. What's funny is I actually got the same model that I was using for work. So
Well, there's your problem right there, mate. Like,
yeah. If you guys are looking for a camera that's perfect for streaming, not this one.
Yeah. So the issue there is you went for a camera that that the government kind of utilizes for their staff, and you know, generally those deals are done based on, you know, who's going to get the check at the end of it, rather than whether it's efficient or gets the best results.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have to remember that.
Oh, yeah.
When it's government stuff, it's all about who gets the check at the end of it.
Yep. So, it'll be fun. So, on the $10,000 toilet seats, you know, $100,000 hammer, you know, that's some DoD math right there.
Oh.
What's funny? So, funny thing about DoD is that when they do their accounting, they cannot pass an audit. It is physically impossible for them to pass an audit. They haven't passed an audit in the last 30 years. Because their accounting is terrible. Yet, when they go to charge another agency for anything, like you want to borrow a plane for an afternoon, one flight, they'll charge you all the way down to the amount of time it takes to clean the hangar with a broom. Just putting that out there.
Jesus.
Yeah, they get really good at getting the accounting perfect when you owe them money.
Yeah.
But when it's the other way around, they're like, "Oh, this should cost less than that." You know, or if you ask them where's the money, and they go, "Huh? Well, we didn't do it. We didn't ask if you did it. We asked where the money is." Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
She was alive at the time. Wait, what? We didn't ask you anything regarding that.
Yeah. That depends on the Navy coin, because I've seen one that has one on it. It's the only one that I've seen one that has one actually on it. Built into it. It's a little bit bigger than a coin too, but that's a whole different story. But yeah.
Hey, when you're out in the sea, like, you know, you want some utility out of basically everything you have.
Mm-hmm.
You can't pop back, you know, you can't pop out to the shops or sort of, you know, be right back, I'm just going to go to fucking 7-Eleven. Like, no, of course you can't. Not like an air base or an army base.
Exactly. Just checking to see if they're going to release anything.
Just get it Amazon. I'll just get it Amazon delivered into the middle of the Atlantic or into the fucking, I don't know, you know, Adriatic or something. Like, I don't know.
It looks like they officially canceled the rest of the scheduled event for 8 o'clock UTC. Join our dev team on the PTR thing. It's supposed to be at 7 today. They officially canceled it because US East is having problems.
Fair enough.
Law enforcement organizations, I got Department of Justice back there. FBI. I worked with their PsyOx center.
I just wanted to ask. I've never wondered. I've been kind of wondering when would be the appropriate time to ask this, but it is the fact that you have a SWAT thing, cap at the back there. Is that your sort of like defense in case you get swatted? Like Chuck Bahadur was like, I'm a SWAT. What are you guys? And what are you guys? Like, oh right, sorry guys.
I feel like if I ever got swatted, there would be like, I don't think even the police department would take it seriously.
Yeah.
Because of like, you know, I don't want to say I'm like some big dude, but like the police know me. So like, because like I work emergency management, so like you're around law enforcement officers all the time. You know,
Yeah.
like we do, you know, we work with the local area pretty often. And we coordinate with them on all kinds of events. So it really wouldn't, like, it wouldn't go well. Oh, and of course they'd walk in and be like, you know, literally they'd be pointing, you know, they you know, plow in the door. You just point to, guys, like, really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, if you're wondering where that
Park police have a SWAT team. That's actually there's good reasons for that. Because they do actually have a it's not necessarily like special weapons, but it is an advanced tactics team. But that's U.S. Parks Police. It's a state Parks Police. They might, but they're a little bit less well funded. If anybody's wondering what the other hat is down in the corner here, U.S. Capitol Police hat. So I got all kinds of crap behind me, like just good fun stuff. Yeah, NA servers are still down to my knowledge, but AWS appears to be bringing things back online. It is more than just New World that is affected. It is basically the US East Coast data center. Yeah. Yeah, some of the challenge coins definitely have lost value because like they'll give them out for various things. Like I think I've even got one that was just, you know, hey, thanks for working for the department for 5 years. You know, which you could say you earned it, but you know, I put a little bit of a different value on like the one I got from Department of Justice. Because that's a whole different like there's a reason behind that, and there's like a story behind that, and a work product that justified receiving something. Yeah. NYC Marathon folks are passing them out this year like chocolates. Yeah, see, that's yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. For those that don't know, we did have to increase the security on our Discord, and I want to clarify a couple of things on that. One, this is like the ultimate in bot prevention, and it's run through Discord. Basically, we will only allow people to connect to our Discord server that have accounts that have verified with Discord, not with us. We don't get that information. Verified with Discord that they have a validated phone number.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is that it dramatically reduces the chance of getting a bot. And I realize that it also reduces the chance of people joining our Discord, but that's a risk I'm willing to take for other people not getting harassed for Steam scams and all kinds of other crap. It's just easier to, hey, this is the policy, and it really gives you a better chance to set up two-factor authentication on your account anyways, which if you're not using two-factor authentication on your accounts, you should be. Because
Yeah.
this would be where it would be great for us to be sponsored by something like NordVPN, but we're not.
Yeah, because we could just slyly, slide in that NordVPN.
Yeah.
Sort of ad spot.
If anybody knows the people over at Nord, give us a call.
I've been kind of wondering about changing my VPN, to be honest. So at the moment, I think I'm using private internet access. Yeah, PIA. It's like, yeah, it's okay, but like I'm there thinking to myself, like, I think there's definitely better out there, especially for like gaming and that kind of thing. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Crown's finally home from work. Good to see you.
Hey.
Yeah, that must have been a long day. I don't even know what it's like in the office anymore. It's been so long. Like, I haven't been to the office in like 3 months. Like, it's crazy. Actually,
really,
I haven't been into the office
really
since Hurricane Ida.
Oof.
Yeah. Like, oof is right. Like,
been a while.
Yeah. Which is funny because, like, in like the wake of COVID, I've spent less time in the office in like the last
when it was
recently than when like COVID was much larger. Where I was in the I was like, COVID hit and I was in the office every day, all day, barring maybe 1 day a week, if I was lucky. I live and work in DC. So, and I work in emergency management, so you can kind of iron things down pretty close to what I do for a living. Especially if I had to go into work with emergency management during COVID. That should narrow things down pretty well.
I mean, I should be able to get a map of DC and put like a pin as to where you are, like at that particular point.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I love it. It's a great job. Have parts of it that I don't enjoy, but there are parts of it that I do love. So, especially like the response aspect of emergency responses, actually, or like emergency management, is like just amazing.
Yeah. I think there's bits of everybody's job that they don't like, but it's one of those things you take the stuff that you do like, the stuff that you don't like.
Yeah.
All evens out.
So I'm gonna preface this. In about 2 minutes, we're gonna get hit with an ad. Twitch is starting this weird thing with ads where they're starting to do mid-rolls and they're giving limited control over it, and I'm not a huge fan of the way Twitch operates their ads. Personally, I'm more of a fan of how YouTube does it, but since we got all you guys here, we love being over here. Our stream is embedded over at newworldfans.com as well. So, it's really
much love to the guys over there.
Yeah. Much love to them. They're a great group to work with. We're very happy to be on their team as well. But yeah, in about a minute and a half, we're gonna get hit with a series of ads, and I have the option of triggering how long it is, so that we can potentially have less ads. So I might do that, which I know is like a terrible thing to say, but like, you guys bear with us. We'll have less ads throughout the thing. And apologies about the bot. it can be overprotective. Yeah, the Streamlabs bot is basically only has 2 modes: on or like military police response. Like no middle ground.
I think that's like literally the only thing that we have on Streamlabs at the moment. Like we run the profanity filter bots and that kind of thing from through Streamlabs, because it is like, I mean, it's overprotective, but like you'd be surprised that like sometimes, you know, you kind of would prefer overprotection to like underprotection.
Well, and the nice thing is like it nukes the comment, but it only times you out for a second, versus the other bots all like time you out for, you know, a while.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get hit with the ad here.
Yeah. I think the revenue that it generates does help with the show, but
it does.
But you know,
it does.
This, I mean, the thing is, like, we're still trying to figure out like quite how the ads are functioning in on
awesome.
Twitch. Like
subs, you guys aren't affected by ads, so
I believe
that's with or without their new program, subs aren't affected by ads. So
that's good.
If there's reason enough to hit that sub button, that's it. You know.
So the thing is, like, the thing is with YouTube, is YouTube like when they run ads on YouTube content, like pre-recorded YouTube content, that, you know, everybody, that's reason why people go to YouTube is to watch like pre-recorded YouTube content, right? You know, they could do the ads and they can pause the content, and then when the ad finishes, they can carry the content on, and you know that you haven't missed anything like from the content, right? You can't really do that when it's live, like.
Yeah, Twitch I think is slowly killing itself. Like,
I mean, the thing is,
YouTube is just getting so much better at being a content creator's.
The thing is, they're having their own kind of like teething problems with live. Like, one of the most recent sort of like a large scale content creators that went over had his first live stream basically taken down because of copyright issues, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
So, you know,
and like some of the challenges with YouTube, like YouTube and Twitch. So you guys may have noticed that we went live yesterday or last week with the kind of breaking news when they announced some of the winter updates and stuff like that. But from an algorithm perspective, we're actually punished for doing that. Any time that we don't have a stream that performs viewer count wise, it actually hurts us, and it actually hurts us a lot. Like to give you a ballpark of how bad it is, from week to week, we get on average 10,000 recommended people coming to us via the internal algorithms for Twitch. The problem with that is that if you have a stream in between, so like after that stream, you know, it was a nice stream, but the next stream only performed to about, you know, 150, 200 people, which great, but the stream after that, even with the embed and everything, all of our algorithm metrics were based on the prior show, which nuked us. Like, we went from 10,000 recommended to 2,000. Like, huge hit. Yeah. So
we did that all for the name of science, to try and figure out how the algorithm was functioning.
Yes. So it's rough. They're back. Awesome. We won't have ads for another quite a long time, so that was my hope there. Like, I apologize for the number of ads. If you hit the subscribe button, you don't have to deal with ads at all.
Nice.
So that's also, really only hit that if you guys are enjoying the content and you want to support the show. Otherwise, hit that follow button so you know when we're going live next. because that is just as important. And yeah. So why is the US East server down for so long? Literally, AWS, including many parts of the internet, are actually down.
Yeah.
It's not just New World. Check and see if AWS has another announcement yet. Services are starting to recover, but they're still mitigating some other problems. Yeah. So,
okay.
Needless to say, it's a pretty solid outage for Amazon Web Services, and not just AGS. Because I think like Disney Plus, I know earlier today I was using Game Glass for Star Citizen, and it was preventing logins because the authentication server that they used is run through AWS and was not returning valid information. So, yeah.
You know, one of the things that I didn't realize that that I could use on Star Citizen is my Tobii eye tracking.
Yes. I have one of those, but mine broke. Like it will not connect to my computer. I've tried.
Oh, that sucks. I need to.
They're not cheap.
I need to get some more of the what is it? The magnetized kind of like things to stick it to your monitor.
Oh yeah, the little bar that it like magnets to on the front. Yeah.
Yeah, I've used both of them that came with the actual original ones. I need to buy some more.
Oh yeah. Why is some players still haven't received their harvesting gear back yet? According to AWS or AGS, sorry, they, as of yesterday, everybody should have their gear back. If they don't, there's a thread for them to post in. They might not have had gear, because like I know I got mine back and it was at tier 4 because I only had tier 4 gear. I only had tier 4 harvester gear.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, at this point in time, if you haven't got yours and you had yours removed, then you should definitely hunt down that particular forum thread and post in there that you haven't received yours yet, because you really should have.
Somebody's saying message the moderator directly and got my harvester set back. Yeah, I think they've got a thread that you can post in now that, hey, I never got mine. It is kind of nice that we're getting all level, high level stuff. Realistically, you're pretty well off in it. It's not like it's combat gear, so really doesn't impact a whole lot other than, hey, I have enough luck to roll reasonably high on some of these pulls.
The thing is, they did do that change where like the when you set PvP flagging on, you get like a luck increase. I think the reason for that was people wanted to be PvP flagged but not be penalized when they were out harvesting, by feeling forced to wear harvesting gear rather than PvP gear when flagged. But I think there's still going to be those people who, now that they have their 600 gear score, like max level harvesting gear, they're still going to go out with PvP flagging on with that gear on, just to see the effects, right, of the luck from the harvesting gear as well as the luck from flagging for PvP, just to see. Oh
yeah. Well, and it's just enough of a bonus that you could see some people that are like, you know what, this is worth the risk. I'll risk it. And especially, like, worst thing that happens is your gear gets damaged. So, okay, it's not like, back in Alpha 1 where you lost everything that was in your bag. So that added risk ended up being somebody else's profit. Like, that used to be a pain. Can't talk much more than that about that, but that was in, for those that don't know, I'm not violating an NDA by saying that. That's in a, I want to say it's like a February event where they had back in 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
Where they had a bunch of press come in, play the game, show it off, and they showed what happened when you died and all that.
I think in terms of like other locations, other additional sort of locations for the map, like I don't know when AGS are actually planning to sort of like, release that stuff, but I think it's Brimstone Sands is the place that I think AGS are going to be, increasing the map. But AGS are not us, and we're not AGS, so we don't know exactly when that's going to happen. It'll happen when it'll happen, but you can be absolutely assured that when AGS announces that they're going to be doing it, and they put up patch notes or more information about that, we'll be right on that. And it'll definitely feature in one of our shows for sure, if not especially.
Absolutely. So in terms of one of the questions that I saw earlier and I feel bad about missing is when can we expect new content? Hey, thanks for the sub. When can we expect new content? In terms of new zones, we don't know, because they've been kind of cagey about it. We know what the next zone is going to be, being Brimstone Sands. We know kind of some of the lore around it because of the data mining and stuff like that. But what we don't know is when it's actually going to make its way into the game. That's the question mark of question marks. That said, there is the winter event, which will be starting. This is more of a hard leak than anything else. Let me find the. Where is it?
You and your leaks, man.
Oh, I gotta be good at something. The winter event will run from December 14th through January 11th. So there'll be plenty of time to participate in it. There will be new content to run. There will be all kinds of things different in the game. The map is going to look a little different. There will be a snow theme for a little while in some areas that are not traditionally covered in snow. So yeah,
that's running for 4 weeks. Yeah.
Hey, King Reliant, there we go. It's good to see you. Those that don't know, that guy is a straight up G. Makes awesome YouTube commentary, and he's one of the few people that I watch regularly on YouTube. So
there you go.
Happy to see you. Happy to see you. Yeah. So, we are right at 7 o'clock. So with that, let's get things going. Let's start this off and let's have some fun.